Del Barber. Delaney Ducha Barber, born October 14, 1983, is a Canadian independent folk rock, Americana, and alternative country singer-songwriter, musician, and record producer. Barber has been nominated for and won a number of awards, including being nominated for a 2011 Juno Award for Love Songs of the Last 20 in the category of Roots and Traditional Album of the Year, Solo. Later in 2011 he won 2 Western Canadian Music Awards for Independent Album of the Year and Roots Solo Recording of the Year. In 2012, Barber was nominated for a Canadian Folk Music Award in the category of Solo Artist of the Year. In 2013, he once again won the Roots Solo Recording of the Year for Headwaters at the Western Canadian Music Awards. In 2020, he was nominated for a Juno Award in the category of Contemporary Roots Album of the Year. Early life. Barber was born on October 14, 1983, in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada to Boyd Barber and Jean Ducha. Growing up in the St. Norbert neighborhood of Winnipeg, he took up the guitar. By the time he was 16, he was writing music and performing in different bands. One summer, after working to save up money, he recorded the songs he had written. This was first glimpse of Del writing and producing his own music. After his first self-recording became a hit among his friends, they encouraged and convinced him to play a live show. Despite his early success, Barber was doubtful about this being a viable career choice. But as he finished school and moved on to college, he would continue with music. He cites some of his influences as Townes Van Zandt, Greg Brown, John Prine, Emmylou Harris, Steve Earle, Wilco, Bruce Springsteen, Neil Young, Graham Parsons, Bob Dylan, Lucinda Williams, Loretta Lynn, Mississippi John Hurt, Ramblin' Jack Elliott, Merle Haggard, The Band, Ryan Adams, and Rancid. Del is also influenced by authors such as Farley Mowat, Wendell Berry, Jack Kerouac, and Kathleen Norris. Early career. Barber continued recording music while attending Covenant Bible College. From there he would start playing shows all across North America. During his 1 year at North Park University studying philosophy, he would continue to write music. He would then make his way back to Winnipeg to continue studying philosophy. After the release of 2 early demo albums, Barber went back into the studio to record his 11-track album Where the City Ends. With many positive reviews of this album, he continued to tour extensively in support of the album. Where the City Ends was nominated in the category of Roots Solo Album of the Year at the Western Canadian Music Awards. In 2010, Barber released his second album entitled Love Songs for the Last 20. Once again, Barber had critical success with the album and continued to tour extensively. In August 2010, Barber was nominated for a Western Canadian Music Award for Roots Solo Album of the Year for Where the City Ends. The album also received a second nomination for Best Album Design of the Year, which album designer Brooke Nelson was nominated. In 2011, he was nominated for a Juno Award for Roots and Traditional Album of the Year, Solo for Love Songs for the Last 20. On April 11, 2011, Barber appeared as the musical guest in interview on the CBC Radio 1 show Q with Gian Gomshi. The show was taped live as a part of the Winnipeg Comedy Festival. Barber performed Miles and Years and As Far as I Can Tell. Later in 2011, Barber's career continued to reach new heights when he won 2 Western Canadian Music Awards for Independent Album of the Year and Roots Solo Recording of the Year. Headwaters and Prairiography, 2012 to 2014. In early 2012, Barber signed a deal with 6 Shooter Records. Headwaters was released on May 1. The album was co-produced with Sam Kasserer, in which 30 demo tracks were recorded before 10 were chosen for the album. In support of the album, Barber embarked on a cross-Canada tour opening for Old Man Louidic. Barber had an album release show at the West End Cultural Centre in Winnipeg on October 26, 2012. He was nominated in the 2012 Canadian Folk Music Awards in the category of Solo Artist of the Year. On September 17, 2013, True North Records announced that they signed Delaware. He released his first record on the label in February 2014. 4 of the tracks were uploaded to his Noisetrade page to promote the album. At the 2013 Western Canadian Music Awards, Barber once again took home the award for Roots Solo Recording of the Year for Headwaters. The album entitled Prairiography was released on February 4, 2014. The album was co-produced by William Bill J. Western in Winnipeg at Empire Recording. 25. Western also played in Barber's band. Part of the album was recorded in a silo in order to get the sound they wanted. Barber embarked on a tour of the prairies from January 23 to March 27 in support of the album. Barber was nominated for 3 Canadian Folk Music Awards in the categories of Contemporary Singer of the Year, English Songwriter of the Year, and Solo Artist of the Year. The Puck Drops Here and Easy Keeper, 2016 to 2019. With Prairiography being dubbed as what could have been a career-making opus, Barber moved from Winnipeg to a farm in rural Manitoba to begin work on a follow-up album. On April 15, 2016, Barber along with the No Regretskis released The Puck Drops Here through True North Records. 28. With Barber being a hockey fan, this was a hockey-themed album with distinct rock and country sounds. Barber was in contact with True North, sending them demos of songs he had been working on, but received no feedback. Those songs would later be put on the album that would become Easy Keeper. After not getting any feedback on those demos, Barber had the idea for a hockey-themed album as it was never done before. It features covers of well-known songs such as Stompin' Tom Connors' The Hockey Song, Coach's Corner segment of Hockey Night in Canada-themed Flame of Victory, and Tom Cochran's Big League. It also features covers of lesser-known songs such as the Hanson Brothers' Hockey Night Tonight and Pursuit of Happiness Gretzky Rocks. Barber added some originals including Hudson Bay Rules and the single off the album, The Lights Go Out. The album was produced by Corb Lund guitarist Grant Siemens. Barber's refusal to promote the album led to tensions between himself and the label. He was subsequently dropped by True North and his agent as a result. On June 10, 2018, Barber started a Kickstarter campaign to raise money for his next album entitled Easy Keeper. He stated that he took a hiatus and was now wanting to produce a new album. His goal was $7,500, but in less than a week, Barber was able to raise over $13,000. In total, he was able to raise $23,021 towards the album. 29. On January 15, 2019, Mavens Music Management announced that Barber joined their management roster. On May 3, Barber posted on Instagram that the first single No Easy Way Out was released and premiered on the CBC Radio 1 show Q31. Barber has said that No Easy Way Out is about a gas station attendant in Virden, Manitoba. She's been working there for decades. I finally was able to convince her to give me a bit of her story after modestly flirting with her for a few years. This is her story. Also on May 3, Mavens Music announced the official Easy Keeper release date of September 6 and that Barber was signed to Acronym Records. On August 9, Barber announced on Instagram the release of the second single entitled Patient Man. On January 28, 2020, it was announced that Barber was nominated for a Juno Award in the category of Contemporary Roots Album of the Year for Easy Keeper. In the summer of 2020, with the announcement of the Western Canadian Music Awards, Barber was nominated in the categories of Roots Artist of the Year and Songwriters of the Year. Stray Dogs and Almanac, 2021 present. On June 23, 2021, Del Barber announced that through the winter, he worked on new music. The first single entitled Meantime was released on June 25. On July 2, Del announced Stray Dogs, Collected B-Sides Volume 1 was the next album that would be released on August 20. The second single, Nothing Left to Find, was released on July 23. On June 8, 2022, the Western Canadian Music Awards nominations were announced. Barber was nominated in category of Roots Artist of the Year. On January 25, 2023, Barber announced his next album Almanac, which was scheduled for a spring release. A video of him performing Still Got You was released. The song was officially released as a single on January 27. The second single, I Told You So, was released on March 10. I wrote it before my dad passed, before he was even sick, but it became an anthem for me in the months after his passing. Originally written from the perspective of Barber's neighbor who'd lost her husband, the song's interpretation of grief has such a universal quality that even Barber ended up applying to his own life, but maybe that was its purpose all along. Looking back, I feel like this song was a gift from my dad.
The release date for Almanac was announced for April 28. Barber wrote Almanac on his farm in Inglis, Manitoba, which is 400 kilometers northwest of Winnipeg. He recorded the album at No Fun Club in Winnipeg. It took 1 week to record the album with Grant Siemens and Scott Franchuk. It was a really beautiful session. There were no grand intentions, just an aim to get good players and friends together and record a pile of my songs. Going into this session, I really wanted to enjoy the process, not think too hard, and just keep it simple and honest. I had a group of great songs and I really didn't want to stand in their way. Contributions and collaborations. Aside from his own solo work, he has writing credits on Blake Berglund and the Vultures' 2014 album Jasper, where he co-wrote the first 6 songs. He also co-wrote Funny Thing About You Leaving with Berglund, which is the B-side to Berglund's 2-song single Words Gettin' Around / Funny Thing About You Leaving. He has writing credits on Manitoba country singer-songwriter Quentin Blair's 2016 EP Cash Crop. Personal life. Barber resides on a farm in Inglis, Manitoba, 16, with his wife Halon, daughter Guthrie, and son Farley. Discography. Del Barber Discography. Studio albums 7. Singles 6. Studio albums. Title details. Where the City Ends, 44. Release date, April 10, 2009. Label, Corn Cob Music. Format, CD, digital download. Love Songs for the Last 20, 45. Release date, June 15, 2010. Label, Corn Cob Music. Format, CD, digital download. Headwaters, 46. Release date, May 1, 2012. Label, 6 Shooter. Format, CD, vinyl, digital download. Prairiography, 47. Release date, February 4, 2014. Label, True North. Format, CD, digital download. The Puck Drops Here, 28. Release date, April 15, 2016. Label, True North. Format, CD, digital download, streaming. Easy Keeper, 48. Release date, September 20, 2019. Label, Acronym. Format, CD, vinyl, digital download, streaming. Stray Dogs, Collected B-Sides / Volume 1, 37. Release date, August 20, 2021. Label, Acronym. Format, vinyl, digital download, streaming. Almanac, 42. Release, April 28, 2023. Label, Acronym. Format, vinyl, digital download, streaming. Singles. Title year album. Running on a Wire 2012 Headwaters. Lights Go Out 2016 The Puck Drops Here. No Easy Way Out 2019 Easy Keeper. Patient Man. Meantime 2021 Stray Dogs, Collected B-Sides / Volume 1. Nothing Left to Find. Still Got You 2023 Almanac. I Told You So, 41. Awards and nominations. Del Barber Awards and nominations. Awards and nominations. Totals, A. Wins 5. Nominations 17. Note. Year nominated Work Event Award Result Ref. 2010 Where the City Ends Western Canadian Music Awards Roots Solo Album of the Year nominated. 2011 Love Songs for the Last 20 Juno Awards Roots and Traditional Album of the Year Solo nominated, 5, 6. 2011 Western Canadian Music Awards Independent Album of the Year 1, 7, 8. 2011 Roots Solo Recording of the Year 1, 8. 2012 Himself Canadian Folk Music Awards Solo Artist of the Year nominated, 9. 2013 Headwaters Western Canadian Music Awards Roots Solo Recording of the Year 1, 10. 2014 Himself Canadian Folk Music Awards Contemporary Singer of the Year nominated, 27. English Songwriter of the Year nominated, 27. Solo Artist of the Year nominated, 27. 2014 Prairiography Western Canadian Music Awards Roots Solo Recording of the Year 1, 49.
2014 Big Smoke / himself Songwriters of the Year 1, 49. 2015 Prairiography Juno Awards Roots and Traditional Album of the Year Solo nominated 3, 5. 2020 Easy Keeper Juno Awards Contemporary Roots Album of the Year nominated 35. 2020 himself Western Canadian Music Awards Roots Artist of the Year nominated 36. Songwriters of the Year nominated 36. 2022 Roots Artist of the Year nominated 38. Background information. Birth name Delaney Ducha Barber, 1. Born October 14, 1983, age 40. Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, 2. Origin Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Genres: folk rock, alternative country, American roots country. Occupations: musician, singer, songwriter, record producer. Instruments: acoustic guitar, 3, harmonica, banjo, mandolin, vocals. Years active 2005 to present. Labels: Corncob Music, 6 Shooter Records, True North Records, Acronym Records. Website www.delbarber.com. Again, my name is Orlando Valido, or Orly Valido, or Pimp Orly like they call me on YouTube. I would like to thank you for listening to my podcast about country music artist Del Barber. Like always, I would like to ask you to pray for yourself, for your family, for your neighborhood, that, believe it or not, they are you closer family in an event of an emergency, because they live right next door to you. Pray that there is no more wars, no more pandemic, no more corruption. Pray in the morning, midday, mid-afternoon, and before you go to sleep. God bless you guys until next time.